Trisha, Kirby, 1111 Spencer Avenue, Clearwater, Florida, 33756. First of all, thank you all for hearing us today. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate you having open minds for what everyone's saying here. They're very passionate people. So I got involved with this because I happened to drive by. I saw your shelter. I was here on a little church visit, and I drove by your shelter, and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to stop in at the shelter. And there was this cute little black kitten in the cage. Well, first of all, they made me leave my purse and camera in the car, and I was kind of surprised by that. But I got escorted in. I saw this cute little black kitten. The kitten was in its litter box and did not look good. And I said, that kitten looks sick. And I said, can I do a meet and greet with that one? And they said, sure. So I did a meet and greet. It was so cute. I held it in my lap. It looked depressed. Got it purring after about 30 minutes. And then I said, can I foster or adopt this one? And she said, no, it's not at weight yet. It doesn't weigh enough to be spayed or neutered. No, you can't. I said, well, can it go to a shelter foster? And she said, we only have one. They said the shelter foster is full. One shelter foster, and that's it. So I left, and I kept calling every single day to check on that kitten. A few days later, I got no more answers. And I found out, not by phone, but by email, I had to email you that the kitten was dead. Of course, I was distraught. I want to say this. So I started volunteering with animal rescue as a shelter volunteer at HCAS, that's Hillsborough County Animal Services, when their live outcome rate was 35%. That was in 2013. It actually started at 2010 at 16% cat live outcome rate. Only 16% made it out alive. When I started, it was 35%. I took photos. I did bios of the animals. We tried to implement all these new programs. By 2014, it was 72%. That's in 1 year, live outcome. Now it is 95% in 2024. So I'm actually a resident of Pinellas County. We have implemented a ton of different programs that help. These programs save money, and they save lives, and they bring up the opinion of everybody in the community, of the animals, and of you guys. And it is a county commission issue. It really is. The employees at the shelter at Polk County said to me, face to face, I will put my hand on a lie detector test or a Bible, whatever you want. They said, the sheriff hates animals. You can shake your head. I'm not kidding you, and I don't make stuff up. I'm an ordained minister. I don't mess with stuff like that. That is not my deal. But I want to say to you, you can change this by changing the policies. You need shelter foster volunteers for sick and underweight animals. You need a TNR program. Pinellas County did this. You can talk to our former director, Doug Brightwell. He's wonderful. They saved tons of lives. It was an incredible success, still is a success. They partnered with Rescue for this. You need to create rescue partnerships. You need great photos and a personality bio of every animal. You need a barn or working cat program. You need a discounted spay neuter voucher program, and you need colony caregivers and allowing people to care for their community cats, and you need a longer hold time to decompress the scared animals. Lastly, I want to say I'm not here as like a foreigner to your county. I'm a bloodline direct relative to Adam Putnam, and I am here representing the animals, and I appreciate you. Please, please, please make the changes to help these animals. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.